Oi.
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 How
I
are
think
ya?
I'm just going to use that. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, yeah. Okay. All
Mate,
right.
I've not...
I guess that's how...
What's happening?
Oh, no. This is going to be a battle, this one, for sure. Look, let's just jump straight into it then. Weekly update. What's been happening this week? What's been happening in DOS's world this week?
DOS's world, I actually need to be honest. I know I've written down something that's different to what I'm about to say, but I'm a hypocrite.
No one listening understands what you're talking about, but
Yes.
keep going.
I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I got sunburnt
True.
yesterday.
Oh.
Though the doc said I can't die from skin cancer, I can still get burnt. And I think I fucking paid the price for my arrogance.
DOS, you are so lucky that no one listens to us. Otherwise, they'll probably be on your case about, you said you were immune to sunburn. You said you were the king of summer. But thankfully...
You said you didn't have any
thankfully-
STDs. Yeah, the usual.
Yeah, but luckily no one's listening, so no one was able to roast you on that. And
the
I'm
bullet.
sorry to hear about your sunburn. I truly am. But hopefully the doctor comes through with the other piece of advice about not being able to get skin cancer. Me, myself, actually, I had a pretty amazing weekend. I was invited to an
surprise.
engagement party vicariously as a +1. Now, I've never been to an engagement party. I haven't really been to too many weddings, and I don't think I've ever been +1 to a significant event in someone else's life, you know? Like +1 to a wedding or +1 to a funeral or something like that. Or maybe not funeral. Anyway, +1 to an engagement party. And I've got to say...
+1 to a funeral. Hey man, do you want to
I
come
don't
to my
know,
dad's
dude.
funeral? Wake's going to be pretty lit.
The problem is, I know that wakes do get pretty lit. Is that a normal thing? Are wakes supposed to be as fun as they
I
are?
think just the ones we've been to. But I think
The wakes have been so good.
Yeah, but I think that's also because the younger people dying, so you kind of celebrate more.
Oh my God.
Because you want to live the party through. You know, you gotta...
You do.
Yeah.
It's what they would want.
Exactly.
It's what they would want. Awesome. Let's do it. We should do a tier list of events and let's see where wakes rank up against
Wake's
like
got to
New
be
Year's
up
Eve
there.
party.
We seem to
it's gotta
talk
be
about
right
him
up there.
every episode.
That's good. That's like, anyway, let's keep.
It's where this podcast
anyway,
is going.
Yeah, the funeral, but then there'll be some spin-off wake version. I cried during the speeches for
wow.
two people I have never met in my life. I hadn't met them, didn't know anything about them before I got there, and
So
the
wait,
speeches came up.
it was like a
friends,
double
family, and
wake?
I was.
It was like a double wake. We're having a conjoined wake. Look, to be fair, man, I'm really crying thinking about that. That would be pretty intense.
Dude, you're off one, dude. You're deranged.
Yeah.
You might actually be hungover because that is what we're talking about today. The road guide to hangovers. DOS, do you even get hangovers?
I'm very hit and miss. And I'm never hungover straight away in the morning. So I still don't even know if I'm going to be hungover for that day. I'm usually quite drunk still in the morning. And if
Yeah, that's probably why.
yeah, if the hangover comes, usually comes in the...
Wait, hang on. It's raining, I think. I've put my curtains up. Oh, it's raining in the outback, baby. Let's go! Oh, man, hear that. Look at that sweet rain on a tin roof. Anyway, Josh, you were telling me something really interesting?
Mate, can I top rain on a tin roof?
That's what we should do for the next half an hour. Is just rain on a tin
Just
roof
put the audio next to it. Probably get more listeners.
We get millions of listeners on YouTube with that stuff for sure. Good to hear, DOS. I heard something about you said hangovers and stuff, but for me, I rarely get a hangover. If I'm honest with you, rarely, super rare. Maybe once every 5 times I drink, and I don't drink that much. But when I do, I tend to go pretty hard. But one out of 5 times, I'll get a hangover. But for me, the sickness passes fairly early on if I go through my routine of going to the loo and having a shower. But normally it's just anxiety. I get really, really, really bad anxiety. I'm not an anxious person pretty much ever, so I don't really know how that feels. But I think what I feel when I'm hungover is anxiety because I'm just thinking about everything. everything that happened last night, every encounter I had with someone, how my body's feeling, if I'm going to bounce back, well, I've got to go for a run. It's pretty stressful, I've got to say.
Yeah. I think anxiety is definitely something that's becoming more relevant later in my life. I certainly get hit by that a little bit, but then I'm kind of like, well, what can you do about it now? It's over, and let's just black it out or bottle it up, as I like to say, which is a good, healthy approach.
Well, let's carry into what you can do about hangovers, actually. And this brings us to the Road Guide to Hangovers, where we're going to give you some advice based off of our experiences. Tend to be pretty bad experiences we've had that we're going to help you avoid. Or maybe we've got nuggets of wisdom from years of training and service and experiencing these particular feelings. Step 1 to hangovers, you've got to prepare for the worst. Now, I do not practice what I preach here. I never ever. Not once have I thought this far ahead. Not once have I had something in my fridge, or have I sleep next to a water bottle every single day of the year, except when I'm hungover. And I'm too paralyzed to get out of bed and even go get water, which I know would help me start feeling good quick. My brother, however, got that gene. He is the patron saint of hangover preparation. I've seen that man go to bed next to an esky that is just like 3 different flavors of Gatorade, depending on what he's feeling in the morning. A few little snacks just to sort of get him rolling, get his sort of gear into action, and then he can get up and cook himself some bacon and eggs, which he also has at hand. It's pretty admirable, but yeah. I've got to say, preparation is a big thing here for sure.
Well, I can't fully agree with that, because I can't motivate myself to prepare, because there's no guarantee I'm going to wake up the next day. There's no guarantee I'm going to make it. If you're really approaching the sesh properly, then yeah, you shouldn't be planning for the next day, because you might just launch past it.
All right, then. Sounds like next time you're planning for a sesh, I'll start planning for a wake. You're not going to make it through the night.
That's it. Well, if I do...
Also, just before we go to step 2, sorry, I got to say, alternating between alcohol and water is something I do these days. It sounds like an old person thing,
massive.
But by God, is it good. You're also in the toilet 90% of the night, but when you alternate between it, you don't get hungover because you've got that water in your stomach.
Yeah, well, I alternate between beer and shots, and that's kind of like my mix. But all right, so if I do make it to the next day, step 2 would be get myself a frozen Coke or a Slurpee. It's just something about that sugary ice.
True.
It just like sits in you, because you're always hungry but not hungry, and then you're obviously thirsty but not thirsty, and then it just sits in your guts perfectly and makes yourself feel full, but then also kind of hydrates you a little bit, gets that sugar back into you after burning it all out on the dance floor and running from the police and all that kind of stuff, the usual shenanigans. And I think that's my key to survival.
Yeah, dietitian Dos there. I actually think that explanation sums it up perfectly. Frozen Coke for me, I am probably less inclined to have a Slurpee. I think it might be a bit too sweet, but a frozen Coke for some reason has that perfect level of watered down Coke flavor, and the iciness and the texture of it is a little bit different to a Slurpee. In my humble opinion, frozen Coke is the superior option there. Yeah. Tell you what though, step 3, make sure you've got nothing planned the next day. And we should stand staunch on this, Dos. There's no way we backflip on this. Step 3, don't have plans. Don't do it to yourself. You know you're going to write yourself off. Just consider Sunday, in this case, for me, a Saturday night would be a big night. Sunday would be a nothing day. Nothing at all. Just try to get to the start of the week in good nick. So Sunday, don't wake up first thing in the morning, maybe a bit too late in the morning as well, and go and try and complete your Sunday long run, which you've had planned, which would be 15 kilometers running out of town before you run the 15K back in. Now, I can probably say that I speak from experience here. That was probably one of the worst experiences of my life, being 15K out of Longreach in the outback in a, autumny type vibe, so still pretty hot, and realizing that you've just basically evaporated all of the beer and the spirits and whatever leftover water you've got in you, and you've got 15K to make back into town, and you don't have your phone on you, because at that time I didn't run with my phone and I didn't run with water, and it was I think I got back to Longreach in the afternoon. It was pain. It was real agony. Shout out to all the rogers that have had heat stroke, because I nearly joined you there and I nearly went out like so many of our listeners have.
Man, I don't think we have any listeners that run that freaking far.
But they do get heat stroke, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. It's because they don't.
Oh, but I mean, it's all relative. I mean, that's like, say, 15Ks for me might be 2Ks for Nels or something like that. That's my weakness. I'm disgusted by that. Love Nels. Shout out Nels.
Well, see, my step 4 is plan something. Because if you've got something concrete that you can't get out of, you just tough it out. You tough it out.
No, dude.
And that
we just said step 3 was don't have anything
No,
planned. You can't make step 4.
don't put we there. Don't you dare put we there. That was a you thing. This is a me thing. It's the only way you get something productive done. And it helps with the hangover,
Why?
getting them steps in, because it gets you moving, gets your blood pumping. And especially if it's a family gathering, shout out at episode 8. 7.
Oh, nice. Nice reference.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's a great way to get going, and usually, well, for me, again, it's a bit cheating because I'm probably drunk early and I'm like just saying, yeah, let's go. Obviously, don't let me drive, but let's go to this plan. And brunch is a good one because it gets you out of the house, gets you moving. And if you got it planned.
Shout out brunch.
If you got it planned before, then you will go to it.
Terrible step. Probably one of the worst steps that we've had. We've had some pretty shocking steps. I've had some dry steps, but that is the worst step I've ever heard so far.
Wait, step 4 is all about getting your 10,000 steps in to help the hangover.
That's step 1,000 for sure. 10,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You better have something good for us for step 5.
Well, I think this is something I live by. You just got to go again. Day 2 is always better than day 1, and then day 3 is even better than day 2, and it just keeps on going. Things just keep getting better and better. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Nothing's more consistent.
I am inclined to agree to some degree. I do believe that day 2 is better than day 1, but I feel like when you start getting into the day 3s and day 4s, your body is saying something like, bro, this is not it.
Yeah, I'd say double figures is when you're a bit like, okay.
Don't.
Let's draw the line.
Dos, you're a big fan of recording your day 2 better than day 3, day 3 better than day 2, day 4 better than day 3, etc. I've seen your stories and your instas and whatnot. What's the longest chain you've pulled together?
I was just thinking that, and it was when you died in South America on the Galapagos Islands. I remember it was.
Really? Was that part of a chain?
Yeah, and I think it was day 11. That was.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was the breakdown. I was just like.
Wait, does that mean I made it to like day 9 or something?
Yeah, you would have had a crack, but then again, there was probably a few days there where you probably drank your little waters and went to bed early. Yeah, the usual.
Like that's probably fair. That's probably fair. Well, there you go. The road guide to hangovers. Hopefully you took something valuable out of that. Step 3 or step 4, we may have lost you there, but I do think that charging through is probably the best way to handle a hangover. About time now we make a big call.
Oh, yeah.
Today's big call is to a great friend of the group, at least for me, a friend of mine from years back.
Oh my
from my high
God,
school days.
it's Frost's first friend. This is so exciting. I'm nervous for you as well. Like,
dude. Well, on that very high pressure announcement from Dos, I welcome to the podcast Maxine Clancy. Max Ray. How you doing, Max?
Yeah, good. How you doing?
Really good, Max. And it's great to have you on. It's great to be joined by a long-term friend of mine, which is not something that I'm allowed to have on the pod all that often. Dos tends to sort of corral me out of having anyone I know and most people that I like.
They just don't make it. They don't make it past the board. The board doesn't approve of them.
But Max, under no pressure whatsoever, to perform, you are here now. Max, let's just kick things off with a little story about how do you remember meeting myself and how do you remember meeting Dos?
Oh gosh. So Dan and I, we went to high school together, and I believe it was grade 11. You came in and joined the party.
True.
He's always late.
So I believe we, just a few like mutual friends and things like that. We were part of a group of a gang together.
Lovable misfits.
Are you saying there's plural friends of Frost?
Dos, we are just scratching the surface of my friend group, man. We are just scratching the surface. It runs deep and it is diverse.
Such an honor. So I do believe Dan and I were both sort of people who really got along with different cliques. So that's probably why we got along so well, is because we just knew what was going on with all of the groups. So and that friendship sort of continued outside of high school. I used to come over to Dan's real cheap place over on the other side of town to come say hi. Be like, hey guys. Oh, okay, you're all playing games. Okay, I'll see you guys later.
That's how we treated girls back in the day.
I think that's how you still treat them.
And what about Dos? How do you remember the Dos experience?
I do believe it would probably be either through you or younger brother Darcy. Shouts out.
Shout out Darcy, friend of the show.
Probably maybe even like Darcy's 21st birthday, I believe, where we actually have a nice group photo. All of us together, all dressed up, all fancy like. Yeah.
Well, let's jump into the big call. This is why we've got you on, Max. So far, you're passing the test well. You've made me sound like someone that hangs out with a lot of people, has a lot of friends. This is exactly what I paid you to say. But this is the big call.
We'll have to cut all that out, Max. Don't worry. We'll
yeah, we'll redo.
We can't have lies being propagated here on the pod.
Wait, I see a script coming through from Hayden now. So.
You know what to do, Max.
The PayPal's come through. Essentially, the way the big call works is you'll take us through an experience, a story, a climactic moment in your life where you had to make a big call. But before you tell us what you did in that situation, you'll give us a shot at saying what we would have done. Max, take us back in time to a time when you made a big call.
Let's go. So when you first reached out and you're like, hey, you want to come on the cast? I'm like, yo, what an honor. Such a well-known podcast. But then I'm like, look, I like really have a chill life. I don't have like that many like big calls. And then I was like, wait a second. I've done Thailand. I've done the whole time. I've had that experience. So when I was 20, a small group of mates and I.
Whoa, someone that has a
not
life
a teenager,
memory, not from the teens.
Yeah, I'm already excited.
A small group of mates and I, we decided we're going to go to Thailand for New Year's.
Ooh, nice.
So that means we're going to go hit up those full moon parties, if you've heard of them, on the beach. Those parties where, like, you know, you buy like alcohol by the bucket.
I thought you were going to say one of those parties where you buy alcohol. I was like, yeah, ooh, hello.
That's a little bit too fancy for my taste. Yeah. We landed in Bangkok and then we flew on one of the dodgiest plane rides I've ever been on. So one of these surrounding islands, it wasn't like Phuket or like pretty touristy island, if you will. It was like, I was in the thick of it. Like, our group was in Thailand.
Kentucky.
Ooh, we love that. We love that. Not on the Kentucky Trail.
No. So one evening before New Year's, so before the big party, my little small group, so it would be like 6 or 7 of us, we got together and we're like, hey, let's go out for dinner. So we just landed on some random place. We're like, hey, let's check it out. Turns out it was like a Rastafarian themed venue.
Nice.
There was like Bob Marley posters. Side note, first time I've ever had a daiquiri, and I'm like, oh, this is brilliant.
Game changers, daiquiris.
So after a few too many daiquiris, we then went off wandering the area. So it's pretty late at this point, and the group is now split up for some unknown reason. So I believe the guys of the group have gone off wandering, wanting to venture off, check something out.
Chase down some lady boys.
Yeah, I was like, I think I know what they're checking out.
Guilt-free lady boys.
Bit of ping pong.
Between them.
Shout out to lady boys.
Shout them out. They love the pod.
fans.
They loved us. They loved the pod.
Well, now you actually really like this because the only person I was with is just me and this other female friend, and we've actually found ourselves in the red light district,
Hell
if you will.
Yeah.
So the adult entertainment area of this island, this is where we found ourselves. Late at night, 2 20-year-old girls. Mind you, my first ever overseas trip.
Oh.
Now, we're just like, yo, don't know what's going on here. Now, the workers start checking us out. They start looking at us. Then they start saying like, hello, things like that. And now they're coming over to us. And they're physically like grabbing us and pulling us into their areas of establishment. So these are sort of like set up like bars and things like that. So 20-year-old away from the group, what should I do?
Oh.
So who's kind of pulling you? Like, Can you describe these people to me a little bit more?
The adult workers.
Are they male or female, or is that how many?
Yes.
Max, let me just stop right there. This is Dos is about to. Are they male or female? Yes. That says it all.
Actually,
Dos is going to jump to the
enough.
chase. This is how Dos answers every scenario he faces in a foreign country. I'm a fucking Aussie. I'm 6'8" and I'm 200 kilos heavier than anyone in any other country. I would have just started swinging. Okay, so you know what Dos is going to do? Am I wrong, Dos? Am I wrong?
No,
That's exactly what you're going to say.
I'd sit him down. Look, guys. I spoke to my doctor before I came over, and he said I'm immune to everything and I can't be killed. So take me wherever you want to go. Let's see what you got.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
How are you still alive?
Yeah, well, that's because my doc.
The doctor's diagnosis is right.
Yeah, our skin doctors gave us a free immunity card.
So you're basically out to do a run. You're a 20-year-old girl, Dos. Put yourself into
True.
Maxine's shoes here properly. Are you gonna just scurry off into the depths of Thailand with another girl?
Well, if you're just going inside the venue, that could be as long as it's if it's like a strip club. There's still like a bit of an interesting, because Thailand's kind of famous for having like the most wild strip clubs in the world. So like it could be worth going in, seeing what's going on. Like if it's a brothel, then I don't know if I'd want them pulling me in. That's probably where I draw the line. But yeah, if I see ping pong balls rolling out the front door, I'd be interested.
Look, I'm putting myself into your shoes. Look, I'm probably going to. I don't think you've got much choice. I reckon those guys are going to get you in there no matter what, and you got to go in there. Hopefully, let you in there for free, and then suss out the vibe. Could be a good vibe. I'll admit, I haven't really done too much of the strip club brothel. Ladyboy scene in my life. I've done the odd one. It's generally been pretty fun. Depending on how the vibe was moving into these places, then probably up for a good time. Were you up for a good time, Max?
I was up to a sensible good time. We actually ended up playing a game of pool with them.
Wow.
Wait,
you totally misread the situation.
Where did the pool balls come from?
Well, yeah, where did you put the pool balls into?
You guys got to use sticks. They use
shine
something
them
else.
up like a cricket ball.
Wait, so they didn't even want you to do anything sexual. They just wanted to play pool. Were they looking for doubles to verse?
They seemed that. They didn't even mention how small my hands were.
Get him, Max.
And, wrap her up.
Yeah,
Wait,
so we. Yeah,
Right.
we played, me and this girl, we played a few rounds of pool with them, and then at that point, somehow the guys have found us, and we just went back to our accommodation.
Let's be honest.
Wait, I've
I
gotta
think
say-
this is where the guys were trying to get to in the first place.
We beat them to it.
But I got to say, though, a quick not shout out to the boys. Come on, boys. Don't just let your girls go missing in a foreign country. That's poor form.
Yeah.
You may be 6'8" Aussies that can match any person in any country, like most of us are, let's face it. But, come on, boys. Wake up to yourself.
Yeah, it would have been a much different situation if it was us three over there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. It would have been, that street would have been red, I'll tell you that much. Dos would have been swinging crazy. There would have been plenty of places to put ping pong balls and pool balls, that's for sure. Max, really appreciate you jumping on and sharing us that big call. Clearly, Dos and I, more for the Australian punch-out approach, but there you go.
Sometimes it's just because episode 9 really just got me responding to everything violently now. After last week's big call, I'm quite hostile.
Max, thanks for coming on.
Oh, good. Thanks for having me, guys.
And there goes Max with another lovely story on the big call, and great to have one of my actual friends make the cut, Dos. You've been very critical of my friends and the company that I keep. Glad we were able to slip one through.
One got through. You're allowed one. I think every 10 episodes you're gonna have one. I think that's fair.
All right. But if you're listening at the moment, maybe you're one of our friends, maybe you're an utter stranger. What are you doing listening to us? I mean, of course you're listening to us.
We want to hear your story.
Get in the DMs, let us know, shoot your shot, give us a big call, and we'll let you know what we did. Because, let's face it, it's always a good chance to find out a little bit about other people and also hear some of the cool stories that people have got that maybe never see the light of day. Or maybe they do all the time because we all just keep telling the same old stories to each other day in, day out. Dos, I got one for you. Here's one for you.
All right, I'm ready.
It's Movember, all right? It's the 1st of Movember today, and hopefully I managed to punch this podcast out in the next few hours. But it's the 1st of Movember, and I'm curious. I did Movember for the first time last year. I didn't actually do the fundraising side of it or the awareness side of it. I just did the mustache side of it, which was ambitious enough for me with my limited ability to grow facial hair. And I think the mustache actually turned out to be a really good look. And a lot of people told me, I'm sure that had my best interests at heart, that it was good and that they felt bad that I was getting rid of it. So my question is it poor form for me to just shave down my existing beard, which has been growing for a few months, and you can tell because there's a few that's less patchy than usual, but it's got a pretty strong mustache that is now even connecting on one side to my beard, which is also really exciting. I wanted you to hear that. Should I just shave my existing beard down to the mustache and maximize being able to have a November guilt-free, questions-free for an entire month?
Yes, so I literally had this discussion on the weekend with the boys. And
really?
Yeah, because I have friends, so I can have these conversations normally, whereas I don't have to bring them to the
Max.
pod.
And when Max and I talk about mustaches, she winds me up pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, no. The short answer is no, because the point of it is the struggle, and it is the awareness. Like, I think, especially for me, that man that has a beard, basically every year since
a man that hides 99% of his face for most months of the year, you're saying?
Yeah. Same, just how I like to hide my emotions and all the rest of it, all the healthy stuff that we bring awareness to in this month. Because I did it last year, and obviously I could have shaved it into any shape I wanted at the start of the month, but you got to go full hog, get rid of it all, and start fresh. And I actually did it a little bit differently, especially because I had a tan line because of my beard. Because I had a beard for so long. Yeah, it was pretty raw. It wasn't pretty to first. But I think that also meant people wanted to donate more because they're like, holy shit, this guy's willing to look this ugly for a cause. That's got to mean something. And I went with a goatee after the first week. So it was just like a stubbly goatee. And then the second week,
So you grew a goatee in a week?
Yeah. Well, like a stubbly goatee, not like a bushy goatee.
Yeah.
Is the goatee the one that goes your mustache, your whole chin?
Yeah, I think that's a goatee.
Oh, yeah. And then the next week I shaved the chin part, kept the handlebars and a little soul patch. And then the last week I got rid of the soul patch and just had the handlebars. And I actually ended up keeping it for an extra week after November because I was actually ended up getting a few compliments on it.
Oi, watch out.
Yeah, it was very hit and miss with what people would say, but there was compliments in between some of the what the hell do you look like? But
it was worth the comments that really sort of shatter your self-esteem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they built me up a little bit.
But obviously not enough to make you do it again this year by the sounds of it.
Well, I've been umming and ahhing about it, and I think I might look at doing it every kind of 2 years, just so that people can kind of save up their bank and appreciate it a bit more. I did it with my little brother last year, and I remember I used to wake up on a Sunday morning. Shout out Darcy. And I used to wake up Sunday morning, we'd have donations in the account. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, Darcy, who are these people donating at 2 a.m.? And he's like, oh yeah, I was like out at the club, and he was like, had the donating app. And he's getting drunk people to donate to him. That was brilliant.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, it was so
the
good.
Hustle.
I gotta respect
You also
the hustle.
thought that Taylor Swift was donating to you as well.
Yeah, people were going under anonymous names.
And then Jed did some disgusting comment, and he said it was from me because you could just say it was from whoever you wanted, and it was just disgraceful content. It was like real, and I was being really nice. And I'd already spent like $50 on your campaign as well. And then the next thing I see is this comment from me being disgraceful, and I'm sure Judy was just like, "Oh, Dan is the reason my son has been led astray." Like this kind of attitude.
My mum lost a lot of trust in you after hearing the stories at my 21st from you. So you still got a fair repair job there.
Yeah, and then Jed comes through and ruins years and years of reparations. Anyway. All right, so I'm probably just going to shave off my whole face again, which is fine. I'm not attached to my beard. It's just I love the mustache I've got at the moment. I'd love to just spend a full month with that mustache.
Yeah, I feel you. But it's it's what you got to do for men's mental health. We're going to make sacrifices.
Shout out men. Awareness. Shout out their mental health. Shout out. I know it's not related, but shout out prostate cancer as well for the boys.
Yeah. We'll put a link to. Well, wait. Are you going to do the actual donation?
No, I'm not. I'm just going to do it for the aesthetic again and use this as my way of saying I did raise awareness. My pod that has 3 listeners heard it and I made people aware.
People are very aware right now.
Awareness is an all-time high.
Yeah, well, we're up to 10 listeners because we hit 10 episodes today. So that's pretty exciting.
Milestone, baby.
Hell yeah, I'm very proud of us.
Honestly, I gotta say, I didn't think you were gonna make it, dude. I didn't think you'd make it to 10. I thought maybe 4 or 5 would be the cap, and then you get too busy, but or too lazy, I should say. But here we are.
Here we are, all the way to 10, and I don't know if this one will be late. Which, if it's not late, does that mean I need to be punished because I am technically the reason it's coming out this late on a Monday, or is it coming out on a Tuesday? And am I gonna get punished?
I'm feeling Monday. I'm feeling inspired, honestly. I think it's Monday today, dude.
Hell yeah! Oh, dodge punishment. Which I also apologize for not putting up a thing to get as punishment for last week.
No one cares, bro. I don't care. I'm still protesting. Anyway, that's it. Ep 10 of the Rogue Guide in the books. Hangovers and something else, which will be decided. Hangovers and Ladyboys, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. Check us out on Insta, and let's do our thing that we always forget to organize that we'll do at the end of the episode. You've got a catchphrase you're trying to get to take off.
Don't.
Go rogue. Go rogue.
Go
it's like
rogue.
Just go rogue.
Yeah.
Be rogue. Go rogue.
Yeah. Go roguers. No, go rogue. Yeah, go rogue's better.
Go rogue, roguers.
Go rogue, roguers. Roguers. Oh, why do I get weird? I stay strong all the way out. The last 10 seconds, I just get full weird. I just bottle it up.
Hell yeah! Shout out the last 10-second listeners getting to hear Dos be absolute cringe for a few seconds. We love it.